Good evening, all. Today, final accounts of non-profit organization. पहली बात तो ये नॉन प्रॉफिट ऑर्गेनाइजेशन क्या होता है? नॉन प्रॉफिट ऑर्गेनाइजेशन such organization they are such organization whose motive is not to earn profit. उनका मोटिव प्रॉफिट कमाना नहीं होता. Their motive is not to earn profit. So what is their motive? Their motive is to serve them. Their motive is to serve them. Example given: cooperative housing society, charitable trust, okay, temples or religious organization. Their trust, okay, or now these are some, as I was saying, or sports club, etc. There can be various such a big list. Their motive is not to earn profit. Their motive is to make available the services and which they can utilize for their betterment. So if they don't have profit or loss motive, so that doesn't mean that they will not have profit or loss. What happens in profit and loss? Profit and loss, in profit and loss account, what we have? Debit, expense, and credit, income. So my question to you is, will not profit organization not have expenses if their motive is not to earn profit and loss? They will have, because they have employees, they do give various services for which they will have to pay money. So they will have expenses. Similarly, will they have income? The answer is yes, income will be there. How it will be there? The services are not given free of cost. The services are given by nominal fees taken. So when nominal fees taken to whatever is the inflow, they are called as income. Okay. So if income is more than expenditure, then there is profit. And if income is less than expenditure, then there is losses. So just because the profit is not, their profit is not to earn motive, their motive is not to earn profit and loss, that doesn't mean they will not have profit and loss. That doesn't mean they will not have expenses, income. So instead of calling P&L account, we will call income and expenditure account. Instead of calling P&L account, we will call as what? Income and expenditure account. मतलब P&L account के बजाय हम लोग क्या बोलेंगे? Income and expenditure account. Now we go ahead. So when I say FA, financial accounts of non-profit organization, final accounts, so I mean to say we will prepare of income and expenditure account and preparation of balance sheet. What will be given in the question? Generally in question, to make final accounts, we require trial balance and adjustment. To make final account of an organization, we require trial balance and adjustment. But here they will not give trial balance and adjustment. So here they will give you what? They will give you they'll give receipts and payment account, and they will give you some adjustments. Now, it is absolutely not necessary in this particular chapter that they will give you this only and they will ask you this also. It can be vice versa also, meaning there can be various different types of questions. Different types of questions. One, one, they will give you receipts and payment account and adjustments. Second, they will give you income and expenditure account and adjustment. Then third, they will give you opening balance sheet, receipts and payment account and adjustments. They can give you opening balance sheet, income and expenditure account and adjustments. Fifth, they can give you opening balance sheet and closing balance sheet with adjustments. Or else they can give you income expenditure account, receipts and payment account and adjustments. And last but not the least, they will give you only adjustments. There can be 7 different varieties of question apart from what normal question we have for final account, that is trial balance and adjustment. But your trial balance and adjustments will not be given. Rather, they will give you this. What they can ask, if they give you receipts and payment account and adjustment, they will expect from you to give income and expenditure account and balance sheet. If they give you income and expenditure account and adjustment in the question, then they expect you receipts and payment account and the balance sheet. If they give you opening balance sheet, receipts and payment account and adjustment, so they will expect you income and expenditure account and balance sheet. If they give you opening balance sheet, income and expenditure account with adjustment, then they will ask you receipts and payment account and closing balance sheet. If they give you opening and closing balance sheet with adjustment, then they require you to prepare income and expenditure account and receipts and payment account. If they give you income expenditure account, receipts and payment account with adjustment, then they require you to prepare opening balance sheet and closing balance sheet. If they give you only adjustment, frankly speaking, they will require you to prepare receipts and payment account, income and expenditure account, opening balance sheet and closing balance sheet. This could be the various different types of question in the past I have seen. Now, being in 2000 from 2016 attempt, the question have become very small, due to which lengthier questions will not be asked. They will ask you shorter or smaller question. Very famous is first, second. These two are very famous question, regular question. Okay, it's not a big deal. Remaining, you can say they are exceptional question. We are going to deal with all of them. Okay, let's pay attention now. NPO final accounts of NPO chapter can revise your basics of final account, or you can say financial accounts. Financial accounting का पूरा basics करवाता है NPO. If you understand NPO chapter well, frankly speaking, you will understand financial accounts well. So if someone who is not from commerce background and wants to understand accounting, how accounting has to be done, let me tell you, he or she should start NPO, final accounts of NPO. Automatically things will come faster and it becomes easier for them, the accounts. Okay, the foremost you need to understand there are three golden rules of accounts, or you can say bookkeeping. Three golden rules of bookkeeping. What are those three golden rules? One is personal. Personal rule. Yeah, personal rule, debit and credit. What is debit and what is credit in personal rule? Debit the receiver, credit the giver. If a person is there, there can be two things which he can do, either one of them. Either he can take or he receives. If he is receiving, so he will be debited, and if he is giving, it will be credited. Next comes real. Real rule. Debit, credit. Yes. Real rule, debit, credit. Debit, what comes in, credit, what goes out. So if you check personal and real, they are par. Receiver coming in, giver goes out. But when it comes to one more rule, and that is called as nominal rule, this entire world is balanced. Balanced means there has to be an opposite side also. So debit, credit, this will be an opposite side. Here, instead of coming, it will be going. Debit, expenses, and credit, income. In expenses, money goes out, and in income, money comes in. So why it is opposite rule? Because to balance, let me tell you, the entire world is balanced. So if on the one end it is coming and going, then in other end it will be going and coming. So this is how even our accounts are balanced. So my entire accounting depends upon three rules. So because of these three rules, there are three kinds of account: personal account, real account, and nominal account. Personal account, real account, and nominal account. What is personal account? All human beings, not artificial organization, are called as personal account. Okay, because they are dealing in the transactions. Real account are all those things which are goods. And nominal is nothing but services. So this is how all the three rules are categorized. Human beings, they deal with goods and services. So human beings are personal, goods are real, and nominal are services. So now I want to give you one exercise. I will be giving you one exercise, small exercise. Okay, classify real, personal, and nominal. Okay, real, personal, and nominal. Okay. So one small exercise. Let us see that exercise now. Cash account.
Sir,
Yes, please.
can I join tomorrow?
Yeah, yeah. Okay, okay.
Oh, sorry, sir, I got favor.
So one is cash account. Then you can say RAM account. Then you can say uh, I will say salary account. Then outstanding interest account. Then you can say bank account. Then you can say debtors account. You can say advance expenses account. Then you can say rent account. Machinery account. And one more I'm giving, advance income account. Yeah, categorize into real, personal, and nominal. I give you 5 minutes. Come on, start. So cash is a thing. Since cash is a thing, it is real account. Ram is a person, so personal account. Salary is expenses, so it is nominal account. It is services given for which you are paid salary. Outstanding interest. People say it's nominal account, but it is incorrect. It is personal account. Bank. Bank is which account? Bank. People say because cash is real account, so bank is also real account. The answer is incorrect. Bank is an artificial person, so it's personal account. Daters. Daters are the people from to whom you have to receive money. So it is personal account. Advance expenses, personal account. Rent, nominal account. Machinery is a thing, so it's real account. Advance income, it is personal account. I think majority of the students will get confused. Sir, how come outstanding expenses, prepaid expenses, outstanding income, and income received in advance? These all four items are personal. Let me tell you, frankly speaking, there is no account by name outstanding expenses or prepaid. or outstanding income or advance income or debtors और creditors. There cannot be ऐसा कोई account है ही नहीं. There is no account name called as outstanding, prepaid, or advance, or debtors or creditors. No, these are not accounts. These all are, one second. These all are purely list. There's a list of people to whom we need to pay or from whom we need to receive. Either you need to pay or you need to receive. So these are all such accounts. The बहुत important point था you need to know. If you like very simple concept, if we go in Tally and also see in our data, if you click on data, then you will not get a data account. You will get a list of all those people from whom you are supposed to receive money. Creditors is a list of people to whom you have to pay money on account of credit purchase. Outstanding expenses is the list of all those people to whom we need to pay on account of expenses done. मैंने इन लोगों से खर्चा किया है, उन लोगों के पास से खर्चा करवाया है जिसका पेमेंट अभी तक मैंने किया नहीं. So this is what is called as outstanding expense. Prepaid expenses list of people to whom I have paid in advance. Okay, that's what is prepaid expenses is called as expenses paid in advance. Outstanding income is the list of people from whom you are supposed to receive money because they have taken your services for which you need to receive money. Advance income is the list of people from whom you have received money in advance for services to be given in future. These are all list. They are all list of people. Hence, they are called as personal accounts. Now, I proceed ahead how to do final accounts. Okay, before I go ahead with final accounts, sir, yeah, outstanding. How come it is a list of people? Let me tell you. Accrual system. Accrual system. Because of accrual system, there is a concept of outstanding and advance. एडवांस एंड आउटस्टैंडिंग का कॉन्सेप्ट किसके वजह से आया? अप्रूवल के वजह से आया. Now, how this system work? Accrual and advance, it happens with income and expenses. It happen with income and expenses. So how this thing, how accrual system is followed, you need to understand. When there is an expense and you pay the expenses, the entry will be what? Expenses debit to cash bank. I take an example 10,000. Now, at the end of the year, you know there was outstanding of the previous year. In the previous year, you need to pay Mr. X rupees 500 for the expenses, which you didn't pay, and you paid in the current year. Whatever you pay in the current year, okay, and if it was an outstanding of the previous year, so it has to be excluded from the current year. वो करंट ईयर में कंसिडर नहीं करना चाहिए. It has to be excluded. That means current year of 10,000 includes 5,500 of the previous year outstanding. So we need to exclude, because it's not current year expense. Whatever I have paid, I have debited to expenses. So I will exclude, I will credit expenses, and I will debit to what? I will debit outstanding expenses. So I will pass an entry, outstanding expenses account debit to expenses. How much? 500. So what is this? This is outstanding at start. Now, in the previous year, you already paid Mr. Y rupees 100 in advance for the current year. So in current year, you did not pay him, but you enjoyed rupees 100 worth expenses from Mr. Y. So since that is current year expenses, it has to be included in the current year, which is not there. So you will include. So you will pass an entry called as expense debit to advance expenses. What do I mean by this? कि आपने पिछले साल ही मिस्टर वाई को 100 रुपीज एडवांस में देके रखा था कि नेक्स्ट ईयर में जब मैं सर्विसेज लेने आऊँ तो मुझे कुछ चार्ज करना नहीं. तो यहाँ पे जब मैं मिस्टर वाई के यहाँ पे गया और मैंने एक्सपेंसेस किया तो मैंने उसको पेमेंट किया नहीं. मैंने उसको पेमेंट नहीं किया तो वो इसके अंदर इंक्लूड नहीं है. किसके अंदर इंक्लूड नहीं है? इसके अंदर, क्योंकि ये एक्सपेंसेस के अंदर वही चीज इंक्लूड है जहाँ पे पेमेंट हुआ है. और मैंने 100 रुपीज का ऐसा एक्सपेंस किया करंट ईयर में जिसका मैंने पेमेंट नहीं किया है तो इसके अंदर इंक्लूड नहीं है. जबकि वो करंट ईयर का है तो इसके अंदर इंक्लूड होना चाहिए. तो देखो मैंने डेबिट किया और क्योंकि पेमेंट नहीं किया, क्योंकि ये पेमेंट पहले ही हो गया था तो मेरा एडवांस खत्म हो गया. नाउ इट इज नो मोर एडवांस फॉर मी. तो मैंने वो एडवांस को नलीफाई कर दिया. तो ये क्या किया? एडवांस एट द स्टार्ट. अभी जो चीज एट द स्टार्ट में हुआ है एग्जैक्टली उसका उल्टा बिगनिंग एंड में होगा. मतलब करंट ईयर में मैंने मिस्टर जेड के पास से 250 रुपीज का एक्सपेंस किया, लेकिन मैंने उसको पेमेंट दिया क्योंकि वो करंट ईयर का एक्सपेंस है, वो इसके अंदर इंक्लूड होना चाहिए, लेकिन वो इसके अंदर इंक्लूड नहीं है. क्यों नहीं है? क्योंकि यहाँ पे सिर्फ वही चीज इंक्लूड है जिसका पेमेंट हुआ है. तो क्योंकि इसका पेमेंट नहीं हुआ है मैं इंक्लूड करता हूं. लेट्स सी हाउ टू इंक्लूड. Entry will be expense account debit 250, outstanding expenses 250. This is outstanding at the end. It is my liability. I need to pay. So I have created a liability of outstanding expenses 250 rupees. You check out, it is exactly opposite of this. यहाँ पे आउटस्टैंडिंग टू एक्सपेंस है, यहाँ पे एक्सपेंस टू आउटस्टैंडिंग है. तो नाउ यू विल बी एबल टू अंडरस्टैंड व्हाट विल बी द एडवांस. मैंने किसी को करंट ईयर में 300 रुपीज एडवांस देके रखा है. मतलब दिस 10,000 इंक्लूड 300 रुपीज विच इज नॉट फॉर द करंट ईयर, इट मे बी फॉर द नेक्स्ट ईयर. So since it is for the next year, it should not be included in this expense because it is not for the current year. But it is included. Why? Because we have paid in the current year. So we'll have to exclude. So it is my asset. So I need to remember his name. Advance expenses debit to expenses 300. It is opposite of this. Check it out. So now I did the adjustment of outstanding and advance at the beginning and at the end. So what are you gonna do? So now I will adjust all outstanding and advances. So what I will get net expenses, which I will transfer to income and expenditure. Since expenses has to be debited, so I will debit income and expenditure account debit to expenses, and my expenses account will be closed. How much? So 10,000 was debit, then you credited, so you will subtract 500. Then you debited 100, so you will add 100. Then you again debited, so you add 250. Then you subtracted 300, so you credited expenses. That means you need to subtract. So my net final figure comes 9,550. So this is my final figure, current year's expense. This is how expenses are maintained at accrual basis. तो जैसा ये है वैसा ही इनकम के लिए है. So I'll just take an example of income. On income we receive money, so I pass an entry bank account debit to income. Okay, then previous year outstanding is received in the current year, so you will pass entry income account debit to outstanding income. Similarly, previous year में आपको जो इनकम मिली थी वो करंट ईयर की इनकम है, तो करंट ईयर की इनकम में लाई है, तो एडवांस इनकम डेबिट टू इनकम. Now this were at the start. Whatever we do at the start, exactly opposite we do for the end. So end में there is income of 200 rupees which you haven't received, which you will receive. So it should be the part of your income. So you will pass an entry called as outstanding income debit to income. And for advance, exactly opposite, income debit, because it is received in advance. So it has to be removed from your side. Advance income. So finally, at the end of the year, you will transfer your income account to receipts and payment, to income and expenditure. It will have a credit balance, so you will debit income account debit to income and expenditure account. This finish it off. How to do adjustment for outstanding and advance. What I do is basically, if you don't get a pure problem on this, I tell my students to use a shortcut, whether it is expense or it is income. So you will have what in this respect, you will have receipts. For expenses, it will be payment, and for receipts, it will be income. So receipts and payment, you start with receipts and payment. Receipts and payment से चालू होता है. Two things will be added and two things will be subtracted. What will be added and what will be subtracted? So I generally tell my students, you know final accounts rule. In final accounts, outstanding is added and prepaid advance is subtracted. Since it is final accounts, that means it is at the end. Whatever you do at the end, at the beginning it will be exactly opposite. So outstanding at the beginning will be added and advance at the beginning will be added. Outstanding will be subtracted and advance will be added for beginning. Finally, you add subtract whatever you get your net income and expenditure. So please note down, this is the format. Yeah, please write it down. This is for expenses, left hand side, and right hand side is for income. Okay, I proceed ahead now. Let's do problems on this now. Question number 1. Compute income from subscription for the year 2002 from the following particulars. 1002 1st January and 31st December, that means out at the beginning and at the end. And subscription received during the year is 1,48,900. So as per our shortcut, it's very simple. How much we received? Received is 1,48,900. Add 2 times we need to add and 2 times we need to subtract. So we will get how much is my income. Now what has to be added and what has to be subtracted? Outstanding at the end should be added and advance at the end has to be subtracted. So whatever happens in the end, exactly opposite happens for the beginning. So advance at the beginning and outstanding at the beginning. So now we have to just put the amounts. How much is outstanding subscription at the beginning? At the beginning it is 9,500. At the end it is 7,000. Advance at the beginning is 2,800 and at the end it is 5,200. Now let's do the calculation. 1,48,900 plus 7,000 plus 2,800 minus 9,500 minus 5,200. So the answer comes 1,44,000. Your actual income is 1,44,000, whereas you received 1,48,900. How we should pass journal entry? They can ask you journal entry also. How much is received during the year? 1,48,900. Bank debit 1,48,900 to subscription. Okay. Now, how much is outstanding subscription? Outstanding at the beginning was 9,500. So previous year outstanding you paid in the current year, which you have to do the adjustment. So you have to remove from your subscription and your outstanding subscription, which was receivable, now it will be no more receivable because you have received the money. How much is that? 9,500. Advance. You have received in the previous year 2,800, which is current year's income. Since it should be current year's income, it should be in current year subscription. So I will credit subscription account and I will debit advance subscription account. Advance subscription account debit to subscription. क्योंकि करंट ईयर की इनकम है तो करंट ईयर में होना चाहिए, लेकिन वो 1,48,900 में नहीं है. क्यों नहीं है? क्योंकि वो पिछले साल मिला था, तो उसको करंट ईयर में डाल रहा हूँ, क्योंकि अब वो एडवांस रहा. अभी क्या करेंगे? अभी एट द एंड ऑफ द ईयर कितना आउटस्टैंडिंग है? 7,000. यू नीड टू रिसीव 7,000, तो यू विल रिसीव एक रिसीवेबल बनाएंगे, आउटस्टैंडिंग सब्सक्रिप्शन अकाउंट डेबिट 7,000 एंड दिस इज करंट ईयर इनकम, तो करंट ईयर की सब्सक्रिप्शन में आना. एंड हाउ मच यू हैव रिसीव्ड? एडवांस 5,200. तो 5,200 ये सब्सक्रिप्शन में से निकाल दो. क्यों? क्योंकि करंट ईयर का नहीं है, तो सब्सक्रिप्शन अकाउंट को डेबिट किया. क्यों? निकालने के लिए, और एडवांस सब्सक्रिप्शन करके लिख दिया. लायबिलिटी क्रिएट किया. बाबा मुझे पैसा देने की बारी आ सकती है. नेट आपकी इनकम जो इनकम एंड एक्सपेंडिचर को क्रेडिट जाएगी और सब्सक्रिप्शन को डेबिट जाएगी. कितना? लेट्स फाइंड. सब्सक्रिप्शन को क्रेडिट बैलेंस है तो आगे कहीं पे क्रेडिट मिला तो प्लस करेंगे, डेबिट मिला तो सबट्रैक्ट करेंगे। 148,900, फिर डेबिट मिला तो माइनस करूंगा 9,500, फिर क्रेडिट मिला प्लस करूंगा 2,800, देन प्लस मिला 7,000 प्लस करूंगा, क्रेडिट मिला इसलिए, फिर डेबिट मिला माइनस करूंगा 5,200, again it came 1,44,000। अभी what you can do is आप क्या कर सकते हो, इसका जैसे हमने जर्नल एंट्री किया वैसे इसका लेजर पोस्टिंग कर सकते हो, वैसे ही इसका लेजर पोस्टिंग कर सकते हो। तो आई प्रिपेयर accounts, you have to prepare 3 accounts। One is subscription account, second is outstanding subscription account, and third is advanced subscription account। तो बैंक टू सब्सक्रिप्शन, तो इन सब्सक्रिप्शन आई विल राइट बाय बैंक, कितना है वो 148,900। देन सब्सक्रिप्शन अकाउंट डेबिट, ओके बिफोर आई गो अहेड, yes I made a mistake, I will explain you। because subscription is nominal account, there will be no opening balances and closing balances, but because outstanding subscription and advance subscription are personal account, they may not have a balance। If they have a balance, so it is very clear outstanding subscription is receivable, it will have a debit balance for sure, and advance subscription is advance income and advance income is liability, so it will have a credit balance, that you need to understand। In question already they have given okay, opening see here, opening outstanding is 9,500 and this is 2,800, the outstanding subscription 9,500 as opening and opening advance is 2,800। okay, so now let us pass the entries। so this happened, now what is the next entry? The next entry is subscription account debit to outstanding subscription, तो subscription को debit to outstanding subscription, how much is that 9,500। so in outstanding subscription you will write credit by subscription 9,500। now if you check your outstanding subscription account, it is tallying, jara check kar। now next entry is advance subscription account debit to subscription, so in advance to subscription 2,800 and in subscription I will write here by advance subscription 2,800। then what is the third entry? Third entry is outstanding subscription to subscription, 7,000, and here I will write by outstanding subscription। okay, and next entry, what is next entry? Next entry is subscription account debit to advance subscription, subscription account debit to advance subscription 5,200. And I will go in advance subscription, credit side, buy subscription, 5,000. How much is that? 5,200. Okay, I have passed all the entries. Now only one entry is remaining. Subscription will have a balancing figure. It has to be transferred to income. It will have a credit balance, so that means balancing figure will come here. I have to pass to income and expenditure. Balancing figure, let's calculate 148, 1,48,000 plus 2,800 plus 7,000 minus 9,500 minus 5,200. That gives me 1,43,000, 1,44,000 now. 148,900 plus 2,800 plus 7,000 minus 9,500 and minus 5,200. 1,44,000. There will be no balance in subscription. Subscription should tally. Whatever was the balancing figure you have transferred to income and expenditure. Here, balance will remain 7,000, closing balance. Your balance will remain 5,200. It will go to balance sheet. So this is the entire question number 1. I have done what? I have done by shortcut. Then I have passed journal entries. Then I have also shown you the ledger posting. So first, please do this. I am showing, I am doing smaller so that you can copy it everything. It is showing very busy, so you can see this way. Yeah, please copy it this much. First, copy the shortcut method. Now copy the journal entries, please. Journal entries. And this. These are the 3 ledger accounts. Okay.